Many places have either had to close down or opt for different ways of enjoying destinations while also adhering to COVID-19 rules. With the economy being hit hard, one has to decide on a destination or location that speaks to their travel needs and budget. Some businesses and services may be fully or partially disrupted in affected areas, including public transport, shops and restaurants, as well as popular tourist attractions which influence your travelling plans. But joining us now on just to share travelling tips in the time of COVID-19 is Sipho Mkhwanazi, who is a travel influencer and social media maverick. Sipho, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning to you, Sipho, and good morning to your viewers.
Now, there's absolutely no denying that travelling during COVID-19 has proven to be rough. So how do you think it has affected the tourism industry in general?
The first lockdown was a very, very big hindrance to the travel and tourism industry because South Africa is very much reliant on international travelers, but local travel as well. So quite a lot of businesses and a lot of institutions in the travel sector saw a very, very big loss in the cancellation of bookings and everything associated to making sure that people are safe for the pandemic. So it's been a really, really trying time for the tourism and travel sector at large.
So what are some of the key things that people should look out for when traveling, especially pertaining to safety?
I think what has really happened is that the travel and tourism sector has really joined heads to ensure that people are safe when they enjoy their trips and go to their various destinations. So when you go to places, you can see that there are a lot of COVID protocols that have been institutioned, sanitizing stationed. People are wearing masks. A lot of people are making sure that every guest and every tourist is safe during their destination. Of course, then it becomes our responsibility as the tourist to make sure that we are also sanitizing constantly, that we are social distancing, and we are adhering to the COVID safety rules.
We have compiled a list, Sipho, detailing how one can actually still enjoy traveling during these tough times. Why was this so important to you?
This is very important to me because traveling is something that's very close to my heart. And I really feel that South Africans really, really do not go all out to experience the beauty of the country. I think we've deemed travel as something that is for, the Lani, the rich and the affluent. And I then thought, let me actually compile a list to show people that you can still travel our beautiful country and see its gems, but in a fraction of the budget when you know what you're doing and when you research the various places that you're going to and stick to the guidelines and the amount of money that you want to spend.
What are some of the important features that are in the list that, we should pay attention to?
For starters, identify your destination. Your destination is going to give you sort of, an insight on how far you're going, whether or not which mode of transport you need to use, and how much you're going to spend. Secondly, accommodation. A lot of us just think Airbnb is the easiest way to find accommodation, and it's not always the cheapest option. There are various platforms that give you so many different options where you can contrast and compare different prices. Third, decide on your mode of transport. Are you flying? Are you Ubering? Are you busing down? Or are you driving down? That will also show you how much money you're going to spend in the long term. Have an itinerary. That's another thing that people don't take into consideration because you don't know how to manage your time when you're there and you end up spending too much money. Once you have all of those components in, you will be able to itemize the rands and the cents you'll spend and have a blast during your trip.
Yeah. And, so many people associate traveling with a lot of money. What are some of the things that people can do on a budget?
Research. Social media is so important in terms of showing you the different options that you have. Number one, by clicking on a geotag or a geolocation on social media, that will show you what other people are doing. And sometimes it will show you the prices or the websites that you can go to. You need to click and also have an itinerary in place. So if you are going to visit, let's say, Coffee Bay, for instance, and you look at the various activities that are there, you have to take time to actually look, what can you do when you're in Coffee Bay? You can do horse riding. How much will it cost you? who do you need to speak to, and can you compare prices to make sure that you get value for money and still get the best experience possible.
You've said that social media is a great tool to inform your itinerary. What can one be on the lookout for using social media when one intends on traveling?
As I had said previously, geotags on the various social media platforms are amazing. And one thing I love about South Africans is that we now have a huge group of young content creators that are dynamic and sharing beautiful content. So if you look at hashtags like Alfie Explores, you're able to see different places, different sites that, I've explored and that I've went to. When you click on a location, for instance, on Instagram, you can see different pictures that people have uploaded, tagged the place that they were at, and the different experiences that they have. So that will show you, or that should inform what you want to do when you get there.
And about those COVID-19 hotspots, would it be safe for people to visit there, or they should simply visit those hotspots but take all the necessary precautions?
For starters, one thing we also need to do as South Africans is first start exploring your back door, your backyard, before you go to the big places. So start there and enjoy that. And once you do that, then you will go to the other places. I wouldn't really advise people to go to the hotspots. Of course, we want to remain safe. We want to ensure that we keep safe at all times. But as the numbers decline, and we are hoping and we are seeing now that the numbers are declining, then we'll be able to go. And South Africa is ready to travel again. It's just that we need to be vigilant. We need to ensure that we keep safe, and we need to make sure that we keep each other safe as well.
There are those who are on a budget, I would say, and who travel maybe once a year. So which is the best time to travel, the winter or the summer seasons?
It depends on the sort of experience that you want. The beauty of South Africa is that it's such a diverse country in terms of its offerings. We've got safari offerings, we've got mountains, we've got beaches that are to die for, we've got luxury experience in cities. So it really depends on the sort of experience that you want, and that will give you a sort of guidance on when to travel. And of course, you want to shy away from when everyone is traveling, because the places are packed. You don't get to experience the essence of the place fully. And of course, ensure that you've saved up completely, so much so that you can enjoy your trip and be there and have the time of your life.
What if the experience that you want, Sipho, is a beach experience, like the coastal town, for instance, Cape Town, Durban, Port Elizabeth? But then, since the beaches are closed and I'm a Johannesburger, I want a beach experience. Can I still go to those towns and enjoy myself there?
At the end of the day, Simphi, we all have to follow the COVID regulations of our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. If beaches are closed right now, we have to wait, because they are closed for a reason. So it's our responsibility to follow those regulations, because they are there to protect us. So we need to make sure that we're patient. The beaches will be opened again, and we will be able to go to those destinations once more.
And those who are not necessarily in the know about what some of these coastal towns can offer, they only know that those towns offer the beaches, the beach resorts, and anything associated with the beach. So what else can they get up to apart from going to the beach?
There are so many experiences that are associated with coastal areas. And it's not just coastal areas. If you are to look at a town, for instance, click on Port Elizabeth and look at the different offerings that are there, you will find places like Cape St. Francis, where you can do so many other things, wine tasting, food tasting, and do so many other things other than actually go to the beach. So it all goes to research. It all goes to following content creators like Alfie and looking at the various things that they get up to, because we don't just go to the beach. We know that there's horseback riding somewhere. There is abseiling. There's all sorts of things, activities that are there to make sure that you enjoy yourself and your family while you're on your destination.
The year 2021 has started already, and I suppose the best time to start saving for your next trip is right now. And we certainly cannot overemphasize the importance of saving and joining travel stokvels, perhaps.
Travel stokvels are actually quite a buzz. I mentioned in one of my trips that it's sometimes so much cheaper to travel with a group of people than it is to travel alone, because
Right.
you're able to save so much money and are able to do so much more. But of course, not all of us are built for that. So it really depends on your preference. I'm not in a travel stuffer for now, but I can tell you now, me and my friends go ballistic when we decide on a location. We all contribute specific amounts of money, and Bob's your uncle.
All right, Sipho, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for sharing the tips with us.
Thank you so much, Simpiwe. Have a great day further.
All right, you too. Thank you. Well, that was Sipho Mkhwanazi talking to us about traveling tips in the time of COVID-19. It is 8:45. Let's take a quick break.